Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. If you're new to the page, be sure to give us a like and a sub so you don't miss any of the content we have coming out. And today we're going to be jumping into The Flash, issue number 762. This will be Joshua Williamson's last issue on The Flash. So be sure to check this out. If you guys have not been keeping up with The Flash, I'll leave a link both in the description and at the top of this video for a playlist that you guys can watch everything currently coming out. Now, we last left off with such a huge retcon. We last left off with Eobard Thawne essentially saying that he can whisper at a frequency that it's almost hypnotosis. So they're able to hypnotize people in a sense with this Speed Force ability that Eobard Thawne's been able to conjure up. And so doing this, he's essentially manipulated Barry Allen's life. He's manipulated the Flash Wars with everything going on with Wally West, and the feud between him and Barry Allen. Just everything in Barry's life. Everything that's gone wrong, every person that doubted him or anything of that nature. So it's not just Barry's life, it's everyone around him. So with that being said, let's dive into this issue. So this issue dives us into the Speed Force. And we see Barry Allen and Eobard Thawne time traveling. And they're headed to the 25th century. Eobard Thawne wants to get back there so he can find out what's going on in the timeline and be able to hurt Barry Allen in some way, shape, or form. And while they're running, Eobard Thawne tells him, you have to kill me. Either we continue to run this loop for the rest of eternity, or you kill me right here and now. So make your decision. Either you kill me, or we just relive this history together again and again and again. And this is where Barry stops. And he says, no, I'm not making the same mistakes before. I'm going to try something new. Try something I've never done with you, Eobard Thawne. I'm going to forgive you. And this just throws Thawne. He's just completely baffled. What are you talking about? And Barry lets him know, you're right, Thawne. You and I are trapped in this loop. We've been going in this loop for so long, we need to move forward. I've forgiven myself for my own actions, tried to live my life the best way I can to help others. He's like, but maybe I'm stuck in this cycle because you're trapped in the past. And it's my hate for you, Thawne, that keeps me tethered to you. So I have to let it go. I'm going to let all of this anger and this hate go. And of course, Thawne doesn't like that idea at all. He's like, no, you're not going to forgive me. I'm not going to let you do this. I'm not going to let you let go. Your entire life is me. I am the Flash. I made you. You're nothing. And this is when he charges into Barry Allen. And he goes right through him. And what Barry Allen did here was pulled the Speed Force into himself. Like when he created the Flashpoint. And he left something inside of Eobard Thawne. Peace. Peace of mind. He grounded him. So he vibrated to allow some of his Speed Force to stay with Eobard Thawne, grounding him to that time and place. And before he was a paradox, so that's what helped him avoid all the changes in the timeline. But this resets Eobard Thawne. And we see Thawne start to break apart and disappear. Now picking up in the 25th century, we're met with Eobard Thawne, curator of the legendary Flash Museum. And he's giving a guided tour on everything Flash related. And while this is going on, we see Barry Allen just kind of checking in and making sure everything's right here. Resetting Thawne, we have no idea what the side effects of that's going to be, but he feels like this was the best thing he could do. This gives Thawne the chance to not be himself. Now, how this has ramifications on the Flash and how it affects things moving forward, who knows? Eventually he could still become the Reverse Flash and nothing changes. It's just a reset. So with this reset, Barry hops on the cosmic treadmill and goes throughout time, making sure that everything's exactly where it should be. Everybody's back to where they belong. Nobody really has any recollection of their time with Thawne. And so Barry gets back to some normalcy. He gets back to how his regular life is. Back to investigating. And before all of this popped off, he was doing an investigation of a murder. And Thawne really seemed like he didn't want him to find out the truth about this case. But getting back to his lab and looking for all the files, he found out that the crime never actually took place. So there was no evidence. There was no files to be had because this didn't happen. And Barry goes to introduce himself to the individual and come to find out this is actually Thawne's relatives, Thawne's ancestors, if you will. And Barry, with that information, he walks away kind of unknowingly trying to figure out what Thawne's plan was. he's not going to obsess over this, but he really does like take a minute to be like, I wonder what Thawne was planning. Like, why was this such a big deal? Why was it a monumental piece of what Thawne's plan was? But at the end of the day, he's not going to let that control him. He's not going to let that have any sway over obsessing over Eobard Thawne any longer, because he's got family. And this is when they go to like a birthday party going on. And everybody's, just enjoying themselves, having a good time. And the only thing missing is Wally West. And Barry says, now that I have the time, I'm going to go find him. He came to me when I was fighting Eobard Thawne, and I didn't have time to say or do anything to help him. But now I'm going to. I'm going to go find Wally West. No matter what threats are going to be coming, there's always going to be a new threat. There's always going to be something. But we have our family. And so we need to go find the rest of our family. And that will be where this issue ends. Now this one leads directly into Dark Knight's death metal speed metal. So if you guys haven't checked that out, be sure to check it in my videos. It'll be released today and it is freaking phenomenal. So let me know what you guys think. This is Joshua Williamson's last run on The Flash. This all comes down to family and hope. That's what The Flash is about. It's about what you can do with your family when you're not by yourself, when you have others around you to support you and for others to lean on when you're struggling. I have to say, Joshua Williamson really did a great job, and I felt like he knocked it out of the park when it came to The Flash, at least in these last episodes. Whatever grievances people had with him prior to this, I think can be forgiven just a little bit in the regards that this is such a phenomenal end to the story. And what's written in speed metal even makes it that much better. So yeah, if you guys haven't yet, be sure to like and subscribe to the page. Let me know what you think in the comments, and until the next video.